Hi, everybody. I'm Pete Krupski, the voice of USA Hockey's National Team Development Program. You're watching CTV Sports. Coming up next on CTV, it's the Sports Guys with our good friends Steve, Chuck, and Rod. Don't miss it.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Guys here on Community Television. I'm Christian Gibbons, along with Steve Bainey, Chuck Hiller, and Rod Calgren, and another exciting week of sports wrapped up. It was quite the week. The Pistons lost Game 1 of their first playoff series in quite a while. They play again tonight. For those of you who are watching this on Monday, they play on TNT tonight at 7:30, so you can watch that game. The Tigers lost a series in Milwaukee, and I got to see that in person. Yay me. Then they take a series at home against Kansas City, losing yesterday in extras. San Diego and Baltimore come to town this week as we continue the homestand at Comerica Park. NFL Draft is coming up this Thursday for the first round. The Titans have the first pick in Detroit because we play so well now. It's, just we're not quite used to this 2 years in a row. We get to pick 28th, so we have to wait. So get your caffeine so you can stay up and watch the Lions pick in the draft.
Who's going to be left at 28?
Well, knowing
Lions don't care.
Yeah, no,
they'll get somebody.
Yeah. We always seem to, even when we had the lower pick last year, we always seem to pick really well in the draft with this new regime. I guess they're not really new anymore. They've been here a while.
When they pick lower, they get more of a down-to-earth kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't put $1 million on the guy's contract and
they try.
wind up with getting hurt.
Right, and they're
you read about some of these guys that end up being All-Americans, and they're picked in the 5th round.
Right.
Yeah.
So 28th in the first round is pretty high up there.
And if you think about how many colleges there are in D1, D2, D3, and so there's thousands of kids to pick from. So, but there are only 30 NFL teams, 32 NFL teams? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
32 teams, so you're picking 28th. It's the 28th best player in the country out of how many thousands?
Right.
So, I mean, sure, it sounds like a low number, but you're still getting somewhat quality, right?
Yeah, like I say, especially linemen. Linemen have a tendency to drop down, so if you're looking for linemen, offensive, defense, it's like that's where you want to pick them up.
That's what it seems like the fake draft that they have.
Oh, yeah.
All those
show
mocks.
them doing, getting some type of defensive line.
Yeah, because it makes me laugh. I mean, basically the only thing they show in the draft previews is the top 10 going. I mean, if they show over the top 5, they're always top 5 quarterbacks and top 5 this, top 5.
That's what happens. The quarterbacks should go first.
Yeah, so like I say, after number 10, nobody knows who's available.
Right.
Yeah.
Brad Holmes does, and he will be begging our pick on Thursday, so we'll have a full wrap-up of the draft next week. Red Wings. Do we have to talk about the Red Wings?
Nah.
They missed the playoffs again. I remember growing up, and I'm not
You
old.
can remember that back.
It hasn't been that long. We made the playoffs every year. We didn't know how good we had it.
Every year.
And how many was it, like 13 years now we haven't made the playoffs?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. So,
Think,
that's part of it.
You think Eiserman has another year?
I think I think he gets one more year.
Yeah. At least, like say, Eiserman is like, I mean, with the budget, so long as he keeps everything under the budget.
Well, yeah, that's all that Chris Ilitch cares about.
Yeah, I mean, Ilitch is all about the budget. Tigers, Red Wings, it's like if they stay under budget, I mean, they'll keep a coach for who knows how long.
Well, and we've only had Todd McClellan for half a season. So now here's the show me time.
Right.
10 years, Ken Holland said after we last made the playoffs, we're doing a 10-year rebuild. Next year is year 10.
Oh, that's
So if we
ridiculous.
don't see something, I think somebody's head's gonna roll.
But I mean, the last coach, I mean, how many years did they keep him around?
2-3 years, yeah.
You know, and then he
Nothing
didn't
to
do
show
nothing.
for it. Yeah.
Tigers are the same way. It's like the coach they had before.
Hinch.
And
Yeah. Anyway, that like say, mediocre at best for the Tigers, and like say, but they were under budget, so that guy hung around for a long
I
time.
thought their coach was Mickey Cochran.
Yeah, good. Yeah, who knows?
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with, I mean, I know that name, but no, when I was growing up, Alan Trammell was the coach.
There you go.
So-
There you go.
We had no NASCAR or IndyCar this week because of the Easter holiday, but
Well, we
F-
did have Saturday and Friday and Saturday.
yeah,
but
we did
that's
have Xfinity racing and truck racing, and I'm sure Chuck will get into that in just a minute. Justin Thomas wins the RBC. He was 3 under par. And those are our sports headlines for today. So let's start us off with Steve. What do you got for us, Steve?
All right. Well, talking about the Tigers, they started out this year with the best 20-game record to start a season, 12-8, since 2015. They had 3 wins in a row before they lost to the Royals on Sunday, 4-3 and 10. So they're doing pretty well. And of course, the NFL draft starts Thursday. And let's see, the Pistons. There you go. Like I said, they hung with the Knicks pretty good. They were
They
up
did.
by 8.
at the third quarter.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out, and the Knicks put together a 21-0 run.
Right.
I mean, between
You can
missed
hardly-
shots and turnovers,
you
it
can
was
hardly
ugly.
Yeah,
imagine.
they just turned into a high school JV team there in the fourth quarter. It was-
Basically, yeah. Like I say, they did so good for 3 quarters and then fall apart at the end. But anyway, they get another shot at the Knicks tonight, which is a good thing. But speaking of basketball, they had the biggest loss I think I've ever seen. They had the Oklahoma Thunder playing the Grizzlies and beat them by 51 points.
I just wonder what happened there.
Yeah. And the biggest upset I saw was Golden State beat favored Houston Rockets by 10. Like I say, neither one of them scored over 100. It's like, holy smokes, what's going on
Wow.
with that kind of game? You know, these guys are some high-powered.
defensive battle.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable.
defense
Both under
is-
100.
I mean, those guys must have elbows that must hurt today. You see how they're
Yeah.
doing this all
Short
the time.
elbows.
Well, I mean, it always makes me crazy because the guy with the ball, he will intentionally slam into the guy, keep pushing him back towards the back, but that's not a foul. But if the guy on the other side touches
Touches him. That's it.
that's a foul. It's
Yes.
like, really?
What kind of?
But anyway,
I really don't know what the rules are on some of that
oh
stuff.
yeah.
Forget
You
it.
look at it one time and it's one thing, and the next time it's
Yeah,
another.
because I think it's Djokovic that, I mean, he's got a move where he puts his elbow up and takes this guy out,
And he
and
locks.
then he scores with the other hand.
Yeah, and he locks. He locks the guy. He locks
gets
the
him
guy.
out. It's like, really? But hey, I don't know. I thought they were going to do away with some of that, but also we got the Michigan men's gymnastics team won the national championship over the weekend. It was quite a feat. And in ladies gymnastics, Michigan State lost in the semifinals, which is a good run.
Yeah.
And it wound up Oklahoma.
We don't even
One-
have any Olympians on the Michigan State team like some of the other schools. So
Yeah. Won their 7th national championship. So they
Wow.
so they had a lot of stuff going on. And in the UFL, the Panthers are 3-1 now after beating the Memphis Showboats.
The second time.
Final
isn't it?
score was 27-9.
Wasn't that the second time they played him this year?
Yeah, they won the season series.
there you go.
Yeah. I mean, come
For
on.
those of you placing bets on the UFL, keep that in mind.
That's it. Because I don't know how many games they got, but there's not much. So, Yeah, so like I say, yeah, they're out of roll. They're behind the Birmingham Stallions by 1 game. So the Panthers are
okay,
looking
because
good
they
once
beat
again
'em,
for the
yeah.
playoffs.
So Ford Field may host another playoff game. Is that what we're saying?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know,
They may
jump
get,
on. You know, around here you got to jump on the bandwagon early because
they may have
A lot.
1,500 people there.
There you
now.
go. Yeah.
a lot of cases Detroit teams have a tendency to have the wheels fall off somewhere down the line.
All right, we stopped talking about the Red Wings. All right.
All right, but the Pistons are also 15 losses in a row in the playoffs.
Wow.
15.
Come on. I mean, that's setting a nice record.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, 15 in a row. That's the record, and and I think they're going to work on it a little bit more as Knicks come back into town.
I think the other night was a learning experience for that young team. I don't think Cade Cunningham likes losing very much, and I have a bad or a good feeling that he's gonna, if the wheels start to fall off again, he's just gonna take the game over because he's gonna have to.
Yeah,
He's got
no
it.
doubt about that. Like say, the thing is, that's what I mean. Again, that's Detroit's modus operandi. It's like get one big gun
Yeah.
and just go with it. If
Run
you-
him to the ground.
Yeah, the other guys kind of like kids that are cheap.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what
And
you
like I say, all they do is double team the big gun, and now all of a sudden you got a big time problem. So, but Cade Cunningham, like I say, he has really come around this year. For
Yeah,
sure.
and I think it really hurt in the fourth quarter. It really hurt not having Jaden Ivey there as a second
Right.
to Cade
Right.
Cunningham. So
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be back if we make it to when we make it to the second round.
There you go. Think positive.
You got to think positive. It's a Monday morning. Hopefully we'll get Jaden back here in the playoffs and we'll make a run of it. Is that all you got?
That'll about cover me.
All right, Chuck, you're up.
Okay, something crossed the wires last night that piqued my attention. Musk has offered $7 billion for the Red Wings. Did you see that?
I saw that. It's a big farce.
I know it. But it woke me up today.
Yeah,
You know what's there for
Don't you love the internet, by the way?
Yeah,
Fake
I mean,
news.
it was
is
done
fine.
If
so
it's
well.
on the internet, it's got to be
It's
true.
gotta be true.
It was done so well, so clean. Anyway, that was that part there. Well, NASCAR was at the Rock. Now, where's the Rock? Rockingham, where? North Carolina. Now, this track was made in '65. Has a beautiful surface, but it's narrow, which means a lot of fun can happen there. But besides that, it is done in such a way that it is 24% graded in many places, which means that you can even hit the wall and go all the way across and then hit all the cars that are coming when you're going across. And that's what happened. It happened that they lost 9 cars in one wreck and then a few others there. And the big thing about it is that they have troubles with gasoline. They don't run out of gasoline, but the gasoline is at one part of their gas tank and it can't suck it up enough, and they have to go from racing down to the flat surface to get the gas back in there to go up again. I mean, you want to talk about it.
Strategy.
It's strange. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But the big thing about it, as you know, I love the financing of this. 7 different movie companies use that thing for their Netflix has most of them for car racing. And if you know anything about it, car races on on the tube right now are a big thing. It's a hot item, and 7 of them are scheduled for Rockingham. So if they don't get any more car races, it doesn't matter. They're still in good shape.
yeah, because you
then-
were saying attendance was down.
Yeah, but they got the other thing coming.
TV money.
And the Rock is a beautiful track all the way. But maybe that's why it's beautiful, is because they got
got
the
all
money
that
from
TV
everything
movie
else
money,
to take
yeah.
shots of. Formula One, I watched that race yesterday, and folks, I still say you got to be less than normal to race in Formula 1E. I'm talking about the E cars. the crazy thing is that when they smash, pieces fly all over the place, and the poor guy driving in that thing seems to be sitting by himself. To me, that is the most unsafe transportation item around, because they're so light, because they have all the weight of the batteries and everything, they can go well. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. When the guys in the pit are watching, they can watch how much energy is still in the battery on every car, because that's transmitted back, and anybody can tune into that. Therefore, in car racing with gasoline, there's always that chance that, is he going to run out of gas? You know, is he going to have to pit and I can get around him? That doesn't happen in Formula E. Everybody knows how much electric they have left, and they can go on the outside and get more back, of course, the way the track is made. But it's interesting, but if one doesn't like accidents and they want to see good racing, boy, it's a tough one to watch. Anyway, that's what I have to talk about on the racing. We'll be back to normal. The big talk is that maybe some of these, they have gone too far into racing and too many things at the same time. And finally, in Formula One, we have the situation where I've always thought everything was just perfect. It isn't anymore. Verstappen comes win, he wins, and then he gets a 5-minute penalty for just going over the line a little bit. Why did he go over the line on the side? Because another car pushed him over there. He gets a 5-minute penalty, and the other car goes on the way. And so that they are,
So he lost, right?
everybody's suing everybody in Formula One. I mean, the courts are going to love this before we're done.
So
Anyway,
he wound up losing the race then?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And even within their own thing, like Mercedes, one is maybe talking about suing one of the other drivers in his own thing, Mercedes. And new companies are coming in for that.
It all makes for a good soap opera
Oh, it does.
for all the talk shows.
But I
drama
almost
going
thought,
on.
I thought that Formula One was so clean and so precious. They're the
No.
same. It's the same.
Yeah, man, and then in NASCAR you've got NASCAR corporate and Michael Jordan going to court over the 2311 charter issue. So that's, like I said, it's all great fodder for all the sports talk shows
Oh,
around the world.
especially with Bubba and
Yeah.
Michael Jordan now wanting to sue each other.
Really, I didn't hear.
Yeah,
well,
that's
we'll
this
have to
morning.
get into that. Oh, that's great. And nothing like suing your boss
There you go.
while you're
There you
still
go. Why
racing for
not?
him.
Yeah.
I tell you.
And your boss is Michael Jordan. But whatever.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of quick things from the NHL. The Battle of Ontario has begun again, and it's been since, I think, 2004, I think they said on ESPN2 last night. So the Senators and the Maple Leafs, and I am a quasi-Maple Leafs fan because my brother-in-law is a Maple Leafs fan, so go Leafs go for now until the Red Wings make the playoffs again.
You
was-
may retire before that.
It was quite a melee last night at the end of the hockey game. There were like 6 penalties. There was like maybe 3 penalties throughout the game. Ottawa was not playing their safest hockey, and then at the end we just decided to start throwing punches. So I think three guys got tossed with 10-minute majors and game misconducts. So we'll have to see what the NHL does about that before Game 2. But so the Stanley Cup playoffs are underway, the NBA playoffs are underway, and we are moving into the PGA Tour, the meat of the
Hooray.
schedule. So Rob, why don't you tell us what happened
what
in
do you
golf
got?
last?
Step it up, Rod.
Well, of course, they're moving on from the Masters to the RBC Heritage, which is on Hilton Head. Little trivia question is, what does RBC stand for?
Ooh, I know this one.
So,
I'm not going to give it away, but I know this one.
yeah, well, I do too, but anyway, as Chris said earlier, Justin Thomas won. It was the first win in 59 starts.
Wow.
Beautiful. That's good.
So, we think of Justin Thomas pretty high up there.
Yeah.
He is a young guy. He's only 31. But he's won 16 tournaments. So
There you go.
his win came in a one-hole playoff with Andrew Novak. And interestingly enough, Andrew Novak came from Michigan.
Oh, okay.
He grew up in Detroit. He didn't graduate from Wayne, but he went to Wayne for a little while. He graduated from Wofford, which is down in the Carolinas, near Hilton Head. But they were back and forth with Siwoo Kim, who's a Chinese, Maverick McNeely, Tommy Fleetwood, the Brit, and they were, for the first 2 or 3 rounds, they were back and forth. And then Thomas and Novak kind of got out a few strokes, and they got into the 18th, and looked like Novak was going to take it, and he didn't sink a putt that he should have, and they had a playoff on number 18. 18, if you remember, is it's right on the water, the Chesapeake Bay, I think it is, and it's about 468, par 4, and they both hit. Novak's a big hitter. He hit one about 320 yards, and he was hitting a wedge. And that's just amazing to me, where you got 468, which on most public courses is a par 5.
Yeah.
And these guys are hitting drive wedge.
Yeah.
And he put it about 30 or it was less than that, about 15 feet. And Thomas had to hit a little longer shot. I think he probably hit a 7-iron in there, and he was about 21 feet, I think. Well, Thomas gets up there and looks really hard, and lo and behold, he sinks it.
Wow.
And Novak missed.
That's it.
So game over, which interestingly enough puts Thomas in a group of Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, a group
Wow.
having at least 16 victories in 2 majors before the age of 32.
Wow. Nice.
So Justin Thomas was just beside himself because
Sure.
he'd gone so long. So,
Yeah. Anytime you mention Nicholas, that's a big one.
so that was very good. a little tennis news. We're kind of working up here to the French Open, but Alexander Zverev, the German, is ranked number 3 in the world, and he had his 28th birthday while he was playing in the Munich Open. And of course, the crowd,
Oh, well,
Sure.
sing.
being German, it was all
Hometown.
and the tennis tournaments now, it's early enough that they're just playing 3-set matches. As we get into the bigger involved tournaments, you get into the 5-setters,
Oh, okay.
and then that's really tough because some of those matches can last
Mm-hmm.
3 and 4 hours
Marathon.
Oh, it
at
is.
least, and that's very tiring. But anyway, Zverev on his birthday beat Ben Shelton, who's a pretty good U.S. player, 6'2", 6'4", which gave him his 24th title.
Nice.
And those tournaments, while they're not a major, they're kind of second-tier majors, and the people are all warming up for the biggies that are coming.
To
How
go
about
to
the-
see one of these events, what is the charge for people sitting in there and watching? Is it in the hundreds of dollars for a seat? Do you know?
Oh, I think so.
I would think so.
It
Yeah.
depends
on the tournament.
It
It
depends on the
yeah.
tournament. Depends on what ticket you, because you can buy day passes where you can go to any of the courts, or you can buy a pass just to go to the main court.
Yeah.
So,
So it is comparable to a golf, you know.
probably, yeah, I would assume.
All right. How about the Boston Marathon?
Yeah,
What?
tell us your Boston Marathon story.
The Boston Marathon for your son.
Oh, well, no, the Boston Marathon's going on now, and he's working at getting qualified, but he's a triathlete,
Wow.
which means that he gets in these events where he swims 2 or 3 miles, he bikes 30 miles, he runs 10 or 15 miles, those kind of
Yeah,
things.
who are you talking about?
My oldest grandson.
Hey.
Right.
Oh,
And
grandson. Okay.
He's the one that went to Hillsdale. Then he got his PhD from Columbia.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Then he went to Harvard Medical School, and
Man.
Quite the.
while he was doing all this, he was getting in these triathlete things in Hawaii,
Wow.
at Montreal, and different areas where there's water and biking and hills, and it's amazing. And he's getting married next month.
Oh wow! How incredible!
So,
Wow.
and Moderna, the company that developed the COVID
Yeah, yeah.
vaccine, hired him
Oh wow, that's cool. All right.
out of Harvard Medical School.
All right. So real quick, do either of you know what RBC stands for in our trivia question?
I do not.
I have no idea.
You want to answer it, Rod?
Royal Bank of Canada.
The
Royal
Royal
Bank
Bank
of
of Canada. They had money and they wanted to sponsor a golf tournament.
I was
so
going to say,
Yeah.
where's the course located?
In United
Hillsdale.
States.
yeah, they play in Canada every few years, but yeah.
Oh.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up. One really quick note, don't forget, join us in the Golf Simulator on Mondays and Fridays starting in May. We're going to start some new stuff, and you might have a chance to win a Carl's Golfland gift card. That'll wrap it up For Sports Guys, I'm Christian. He's Steve. He's Chuck. He's Rod. We'll see
Have
you
a
next
great
week
day.
with some draft news.
Take
See
care.
ya,
Bye
everybody.
now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pete Krupski, the voice of USA Hockey's National Team Development Program. You're watching CTV Sports.